We're not calling for this.
Yeah, don't give Joe any ideas, for God's sakes. We do that thing like Ellen's now got people dancing behind us. Yeah, see dancing behind us.
Hey everybody, so everybody has a partner for the strength portion of the workout, right? Jerome, Robbie, Brian, Chad, Pat and Nick, Lynn and Tracy, Harry, Mo, all right? The workout today has two components. There's a high intensity interval training section, which is A, and it's going to be all clubs, all right? Predominantly what it's going to do is it's going to hit you more aerobically and mobility-wise, but you probably will feel some muscles tomorrow, the day after, that you don't normally use because of the movements that we're doing. We're doing quite a bit of lateral stuff. And then what we'll do is B is going to be the strength portion. Every exercise you're going to do 5 reps. You're going to work with a partner, so while one works, the other one rests. You're going to do twin rack squats, and I'll demonstrate them really quickly. You're going to do presses, cleans, rows, and line presses. What I would suggest with this is that you guys, the idea with the bells being in the center like this is that you can work off each other. So one on one partner on one side, the other on the other, so you can easily harvest or pick what you need to do. Because I'd like to see, especially with the strength portion, a progression in resistance. So if you normally would work with 12 kgs or you would work with 16 kgs, maybe start with a 10, go to a 12, go to a 14, end up maybe with a 16 and progressively up. So Jerome, as an example, you would maybe start with the 16s, go with the 20s, and then maybe get up into the 24s. The other thing is, obviously, your presses you may not be able to handle the 24s, you may not be able to handle the 16s, but you clearly will be able to do something like the 16s or the 24s and the 26s for the rows, possibly the line presses, maybe the cleans, all right? A lot of the full body movements you'll be able to recruit everything. The presses will be a challenge, the squats will be a challenge, okay? So, A, the high intensity interval training will be 20-second, 10-second Tabata format, and it's going to be 8 rounds, as is usually the case with Tabata. First exercise is called a battery swing to a lunge. You got to be careful with this one, you've got to be very specific with it. You're holding them with 2 hands, and what's happening is you're going from side to side, and this is the movement, so you're going to roll at 180 degrees, and it's pretty well around waist height. It goes this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, and I feel it exactly where I'm sore today, okay? And that's the movement, okay? Lateral shoulder cast from side order to a swing. Okay, so you're going to go shoulder cast, out, and through to a lateral swing. Shoulder cast, lateral swing. Shoulder cast, lateral swing. Shoulder cast. The big thing with the shoulder cast is front order, side order. The elbow doesn't flare forward, and you don't lose control of the wrist back in this fashion, right? What you want to do is keep it pretty well in a straight plane of movement. In as if you're putting it into a quiver, out, and then right in through the swing. When you come from this position into a swing, I want arm lock. As soon as it comes out of the bend from order, you create arm lock. So it's down and up. Other thing is, as you're pulling through this way, recruit the legs, the hips, the core, by leaning into it, rooting the hip that the weight is in, and pulling up and driving it through back into order. Okay? 4 and 4 each side, right? 1 round with right, 1 round with left. Wood chopping is alternating wood choppers. You're going to hold it in order to start with, then you're going to come through, around, through, around, through, around. Okay? A lot of people were swinging just to the side. I want to get more torque through the hips and through the core. So I'd like you to kind of come through, kind of a helicopter circle at the top, and then down. Now, and okay, you can use, especially for this exercise, weight that you normally wouldn't, obviously because you're using 2 hands. And if you're doing it correctly, your whole body's participating. All right, shoulder park to a leverage press. And the shoulder park to a leverage press is also shoulder park squat to a leverage press. Parking it on the trap, okay? And be careful of the clavicle, because when this thing comes down off the leverage press, you want to make sure that it comes right into the trap. And the way to do that is when you do your squat and start the leverage press, you drop down, and as you come up, almost like a thruster, okay? And you'll notice when I'm returning from the press, I don't spend a lot of time out there. And as I drop it down, I start my squat, so I have a little bit more room to kind of set through. All right? Make sure your hips go back first, your knees stay stationary, and try to stay as vertical as you can throughout the squat and try to get to parallel. All right? And then, if we manage to get to that, because we're only allotting 16 minutes per section, you swing laterally, and then it's going to be a rocket, and then again, notice how I'm countering by rooting that opposite hip and then driving with the legs and snapping the hips forward. Okay? You'll do forward, forward side. Okay? Clear as mud, right?
So these
all right.
These are not 20 seconds?
20 seconds, 10 seconds. 8 rounds. So then, what we will do is we're going to do, for the strength element, again, Rob's doing his set, Jerome's resting. You keep the intensity level up higher, but as you get more into it, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, as you increase your weight, you're going to need some more time to recover. All right? The idea here is to build some strength. Excuse me. Twin rack squats. Obviously, the protocol for cleaning is always there. Proper posture, shoulders are packed. You can interlock the fingers because you're not doing anything in terms of overhead. And then you're going to drop by first flexing with the hips, down parallel, and drive up. Parallel, and drive up. If you need a break, root your elbows into your hips, and it becomes a very stable platform to rest in. All right, but with 5 reps, you should be pretty well hammering through them and moving on. All right, next exercise is going to be the presses, standing presses. Again, proper cleaning procedure, and then what we're going to do is it's from center, not out here. This is not a safe position to be in. Everybody needs to know that. I'll come around correct if need be. You're backing and set and stable. Your shoulders are packed, pressing out and around. Out and around the head, extend overhead, nice and straight, and back down again. 5 reps. Number 3, standard, just a clean. And this is where, again, you want to challenge yourself with resistance. Try to go a little bit heavier with it. The most important thing with the clean and the strength portion of it, when you're doing a strength workout, is to recruit the whole body for absorption. Okay? So, up. And it's hanging rather than full ground. Okay? 5 reps, and again, it doesn't hurt to start with a feeler, work your way up reasonably quickly, and make sure that your technique comes first, all right? Very important. And then finally, number 4, rows, twin rows, backs nice and straight. You're in almost like an athletic position, like a defensive linebacker, or getting ready to take a serving volley in tennis. Down, keep the knees bent, and athletic, back straight. 1, 2, eyes up, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Finally, you're going to go down to the ground. We're just going to do a standing kettlebell lying press, no plank. Most important thing is to clean properly, especially when you get up into the weights. Making sure that your hips are engaged and use your whole body to get them. The bells stay in the pit of the arm. Feet are flat on the ground. Head is neutral. Don't extend way back. Keep it down the ground and pressing pretty well to the solar plexus. The reason you want to press a little bit more towards the lower end of the trunk is that if you happen to lose it, it's a whole lot easier to get in this position than to get stuck in this overhead position. All right? So safety first. Okay? Questions? Any questions? Brian?
No, we'll see at the start.
All right, let's grab our gear and get started. Resting. A little more control, Brian. Stop it and pull it back with your core. That's it. Use that's it. Nice. That's it, Robbie. One more. Keep the shoulders nice and tight, packed, arms locked. What's that?
Keep doing the squats.
No. A little deeper, Nick. There.
One more.
Yeah.
You can clean. One more. Flat throttle.
Woo! Too hard. Good job, Robbie.
Great.